You hear that sound, guys? It sounds like Sonic the Hedgehog Free, coming out in theaters only on December 20th, so you should go and watch that. But besides that elephant in the room, it's Christmas time. Presents, snow, feels good to be back. Winter has always been the comfiest season for me with its vibes. It feels chill, cozy, free, and it truly is the most wonderful time of the year. And before this year wraps up, I've been giving Sonic a ton of love this year, so why not add one more to the list before this year ends? For some odd reason, whenever I think of Christmas, I always partially associate with Sonic. Maybe it was because of the gifts I received that were usually Sonic related, but also being online the internet for years really cultivates the way you see things. When you see something often, you're probably going to associate it to a certain feeling. For example, I see cute otter videos a lot, so when I look at otters, I'm always going to associate with cute stuff because otters are so cute. And I suppose the same can be said for this video's topic. Now, it's not uncommon for a series to have special holiday costumes / aesthetics for when the season comes. Everyone's got to put on a Santa hat for Christmas. It's a rule, and if you don't follow it, you get banished to Sega Purgatory. But I feel like Sonic in this case is more connected to Christmas than a lot of people think. Games are just one aspect of the Sonic series. We have the comics, social media posts, and especially the official illustrations. Those images make up most of the Google searches for Sonic Christmas. Well, they did until AI started popping in, and learning that they were official made it more canon in a way. You hear that, Mario? Fake plumber, you have a beard and everything. Why don't you get in the festive season? While Sonic's connection to Christmas isn't exactly defined as like a date, he's definitely been associated with the winter season even back in his early years. In the 1990s, Sega had their own internal magazine series called Harmony, and this stuff is like lost media for the most part, but it prominently features Sonic on its cover and some of the pages. And yes, I found this out via Cybershell's video. These illustrations are adorable though, and they really show how Sonic was perceived back then, or how they wanted to perceive him. We got Sonic chilling on the beach, doing sports, and being Santa Claus. I always like still images like these where it seems like the characters are flying. In artwork you can easily say they just jumped really high, but in animation it looks a lot more silly. There's another illustration of the Christmas season, and it's Tails out in the cold. And also Sonic's there too reading a book, hopefully reading on how not to be homeless. Oh wait, he isn't home, this joke doesn't work. It still is really bizarre to me that Tails is outside, not even in the house, maybe placing down gifts. No, that furry fox is outside! The only other winter illustration is in 1994, where Sonic and Tails are chilling in the house with Tails playing the piano. Snow is in the background, and you have the holly chilling there. Such a soft and amazing piece. But it's really interesting to see all these drawings. These were internal. These weren't meant to be shown to the public when the magazine was being released, so it really was just out of passion and love for the series. This was before a time Sonic's personality was really fully defined in canon. This was before the adventure games, before the OVA even, and we're not really counting these things. They wanted him to be Santa. And if you do recall seeing these images, even though I said they were made for internal employees and the like, well, they were released later on in games like Sonic Jam and Sonic Screensaver games, so most of this is out in the public now. Another Christmas representation of Sonic we got in the 1990s is the Christmas special of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. And boy is it bizarre. I'm not gonna go too in depth, but Ari has some weird circumstances. Firstly, it premiered in 1996, 3 years after the last episode of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, which was supposed to be its series finale. Secondly, Sally is here. Why? I don't know. It's not like she's in a completely different series that also has a very different tone compared to the lighthearted tone of this series. Some voice actors are switched, and it's definitely an episode that was released years after it was supposed to end. In case you are genuinely curious, the plot is that Robotnik kidnaps Santa and becomes Santa, so Sonic has to save Santa, and Sally's also here, and also she gave Sonic a gift last year that's apparently important to the episode because it gives him the ultimate power if he passes some tests, which he does, and then Sonic declares Santa Claus, and he says Merry Christmas to everyone. That really was a 1990s Christmas cartoon episode. In 1999, 1 year after Sonic Adventure was released for the Dreamcast, DLC was added to the game to celebrate Christmas. Apparently, this was one of the first implementations of DLC. The Dreamcast was really ahead of its time, even though it died pretty quickly. In it though, Station Square was filled with Christmas decorations, and interacting with Christmas trees would give you a Christmas-themed message along with a Christmas carol. One of the messages I distinctly remember is the two lovers are playing Sonic Adventure on a holy night. Unfortunately, there are not two lovers, so just a noodle are playing Sonic Adventure on a holy night will have to do. There's a lot of love put into this though. There's messages celebrating the year and wishing us a great year of 2000, which messes me up given my age, and it does seem fitting that this happens in 1999 because Sonic's attachment to Christmas would be heightened more going to the 2000s. Do you guys remember Sonic Channel? In case you don't know, it was Sega's official website that they would upload a crap ton of Sonic information. From news to images, it was basically the source of anything Sonic related. Now I don't know why I'm acting like I was there for that, I was literally born the year it was launched, but if you guys ever watch any old Sonic videos, chances are the artwork and assets used in those videos are directly from Sonic Channel. It was really ahead of its time before social media became more common, and even today it's still used to showcase news and the like, even if you can find the same news on any website now. One thing Sonic Channel was known for was its artworks it would make specifically for Sonic Channel alongside assets and the like. To my knowledge, these art pieces were made monthly, and since it started in 2005, that's a lot of Christmases. As you can see, the spirit of Santa Claus is clearly still alive in these illustrations. This one always stuck out to me. He's still got that same aura that he should have, but also he's Santa Claus. He's gonna deliver all those presents with style. It really is amazing seeing that these art pieces were made in 2005, 2006-ish and alike, and they are still in such great quality. If it was any other company, I can safely say that if we ever did see these kinds of art pieces, they would be so low res as hell. I mean, look at the Pokemon stuff. I also adore that there were just so many wallpapers and banners made in the Sonic channel, like this one for 2006. Just text like this and the overall mood of the image really give it a great nostalgic feeling. Dated in the best way possible. I'm scratching the surface, by the way. There are so many Christmas-themed illustrations of the Sonic game that really heighten the winter spirit. And I really love that Sega did this. Even in the bad years, they were still dedicated to this, and you can tell the artist also cared. There's a handwritten style on them, and keeping some of the strokes and lines used in the draft gives such a homemade and personal feeling. Going to the 2010s and 2020s, the monthly art pieces would become art pieces with backgrounds and the like, telling their own story. Not to say earlier pieces didn't, but it was mostly just character illustrations. These pieces are adorable and give so much love and appreciation for the characters. It helps that when December hits, I always see these art pieces appear, which is probably the reason why I associate Christmas with Sonic. One of my favorite pieces is the 2023 December one, where Shadow gets reminded of Maria while walking around. It really does tell a short but amazing story on how Shadow feels about Maria. One thing we have to remember about Christmas is that it happens at the end of the year. We get to really reflect on our past, and this piece really represents that in a bittersweet way, seeing what we no longer have. While all the stuff I said earlier is the reason why I associate Sonic with Christmas, there is one more thing that makes Christmas for me, and that's the music. I always enjoy listening to Christmas music, and it makes up like 9% of the Christmas season if we're being real. And there is actually one song that I listen to frequently that makes the Christmas season for me, and that's Junichi Kanemaru's December Fairy Tale. In case you aren't aware, Junichi Kanemaru is Sonic's Japanese voice actor, and he has a track record of actually singing songs, and I love them so much. I've listened to them for literally over a decade now, and his Christmas song is one of my favorites. The video that posted the video had the song channel banner, and it makes it such a sweet feeling seeing the date when the video was posted and little Christmas is here text, making it feel just right. Christmas hasn't left Sonic's radar at all, of course. Winter still is a big part of Sonic. Costumes galore, as they say. Sonic Frontiers has one, Superstars has one, even this Roblox game has one. Christmas has always felt free to me, liberating in a sense. Being thankful is what we should always be, but it's easy to sometimes let slip by as we progress through life, especially when we go through a ton of issues that cloud our minds for a while. Now, I don't know if it's just for me, but I tend to run away from my problems, both physically and mentally. It's not exactly the healthiest way, but pardon the cringe for this. I always saw Sonic's running as inspirational. Sonic's nimble, he's fast, and he is always running, but he's not running to run away or be a coward or pussy or anything like that. No, most of the time, he has a goal for his friends, to defeat Eggman again. It's always for a goal. As I'm approaching this Christmas season, I'm figuring out how to stop running away from my problems. It's catching up to me no matter what, so if I'm gonna keep running, I might as well run with a different purpose. For a goal, for something. And it always lined up for me with Christmas being the last thing of the year. Getting ready for a race, being thankful for everything that's happened, thinking about what happened to you over this past year, using all of that to create the goals and what you want in life. And then boom! Straight into the next year. Free, wild, and having the freedom comparable to a certain blue blur. Now was that mid or peak? Make sure to comment down below. Trust that this isn't the last Christmas related video I make. I got a lot more in store, but I'm kind of busy, so Christmas! I'm really happy looking at the Sonic videos I made so far. I used to be a really big Sonic fan in 2016, and I'm glad that I'm still able to make Sonic videos now, but in a more refined form. Not one that was made by like a 12-year-old. Only other thing that I gotta say is go watch Sonic 3 and do not let Mufasa win. Please, we gotta kill that movie and we gotta devour them! But being real, make sure to spend time with your loved ones or ones that you care about, family, friends, otherwise, literally anyone that you love. Spend time with them. We're nearing towards 2024 and almost towards 2025. Please, God, let this year be over. Anyway, see you guys later. And if you liked it, subscribe if you can. What you want. I can't force you. Or can I? But that's besides the point. That's the Santa hat off now. God, my hair is now flat as heck. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later.